Hi.
Hi, Guy.
My name is Guy Nir, and I am from Israel. I've been living here for 3 years. There's a lot of countries, you're right, that I could live in, but I love Myanmar. I love teaching here. I teach architecture. I find that the people here are amazing. They're so genuine, authentic, and generous, and that just keeps me here. I can't leave now. Listen, every place has good and bad things, right? You go to America, you have good and bad things. You go to London, you have good and bad things. Every place. The thing you need to look overall is, are you happy here? Okay, and I lived in the US. I hope Americans are not saying it, but I didn't like it. There's great things about US. There's great things, but overall, was I happy? For many reasons, no. And some people are like, they're blinded by like what they see in Hollywood and what they see on commercials. And America is like, it's branded like America is good, it's modern, it's a developed country, it's a land of opportunities, blah, 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 blah. But if you look down at the essence, Myanmar is authentic and is real and is, when people smile to me here on the street, they really smile at me. Every morning I walk on the street and I go to the gym, and on the way I say hello to the Mohinga lady and she smiles and says hello to me, and I say hello to the Konya lady and I don't eat Konya, but I say to her hello and she says hello to me and they smile at me and they're really happy to see me. If I say hello in Bangkok I love Bangkok, but if I say hello in Bangkok or I say hello in the US, people will smile to me and they'll say hello, but it's a fake smile. It's not they really care, and these people, they really care about me. They're really smiling at me, and that's why I say Myanmar is amazing. People here are amazing. My favorite things in Myanmar, there's a lot. I really like Myanmar, but I think the first one is the people. The people here are amazing. They're so nice and smiling and helping. Even if they can't understand me and I can understand them, like they want to help. So that's very comforting. So first of all, the people. I also love the places. I love traveling here. My favorite place in Myanmar is Kutodo in Mandalay. It's the big book. And that, and in Mingun, there's the White Spiral Pagoda. Those are my two favorite places in Myanmar. But I love traveling in Myanmar in generally. I love seeing Myanmar. I love some of the Burmese food, not all of it. But I really love the fact that I live in Sanjaun in Yangon, and on the main street there's always these snacks, people selling snacks, and I love trying every day. There's like a new snack that I'm learning about, and I love exploring these new types of food, and sweet and savory, and I don't like spicy, but I love trying these new things. So I like experimenting with the food. I love working with Burmese people. I love teaching Burmese. I speak a little bit Burmese, and I like practicing my Burmese on my students. I think those are like the majority of things that I love. Oh, and I love that Yangon is so multicultural. So there's Chinese, and there's Burmese, and there's Korean, and there's Hindu, right? There's lots of different kinds of people. I love seeing that. I love walking down the streets of downtown Yangon and trying different foods and seeing different people and exploring new places. I think those are my favorite things in Yangon and Myanmar in general. Things that I don't like. I think the biggest thing that I don't like is that in Myanmar you have this anare. I don't feel comfortable telling you something to your face. I am smiling and saying yes, but like I'm not feeling comfortable to say. And I really don't like that. I mean, I would much rather appreciate knowing what's the problem so that I can fix it. And if you just smile and say everything is okay, then I don't know how to help you next time. So the first thing I tell people when I teach is, I'm from Israel. We don't have analot. We don't know what that is. Just be direct with me. Tell me what you want so that I can help you. So that's something I don't really like in the culture here. Another thing that I don't like is ngapi, ngangpiaye, bazunchaut, and asat. Whenever I order green tea leaf salad or kanji titop or something like that, I always say asat matebu, bazunchaut matebu, ngapi matebu, ngangpiaye matebu, just so they understand that, like, no. And then they tell me, okay, kanji titop, you just took out everything except for kanji tea. What do you want inside the salad? Well, I don't know. It's good without all those things. So there's key ingredients in Burmese cooking that are not to my taste, but luckily I know how to take them out. Ngapi matebu, I think, was the first thing I learned how to say in Burmese because it was that critical. So that's not something I like. I don't like that there's something in the culture that people just throw on the floor. Like, I was walking on the street the other day, and a man walked in front of me, and he didn't even think about it. He was eating something and threw the wrapper on the floor. And I didn't say anything, but it's like, it's the street. It's where you walk. Why are you making it dirty? I mean, someone will have to clean it up. And the outcome is it falls into the gutter, and the gutters get clogged up. And once a year, we have workers that are trying to clean the gutter, and it wouldn't be just more easier, like, to find the trash and throw it in the trash? Like, why pollute the planet? So that I don't like. I don't like the dogs. Like, on the street, there's full of dogs, and they're barking the entire night, and I can't sleep with their barking, and they're pooping all over the street. So that I don't like. I'm going to go back to things that I love. I love seeing the monks every morning. So I have a monastery right at the end of my street, and every morning they walk by, and it's just beautiful to see. I really enjoy that. I love how people are, like, respecting them. Last year, on my birthday, I was a monk, and I joined that monastery because, like, that's part of your culture. That's part of your traditions. That's what you do when once in your life you become a monk, especially on your birthday. Elderly men, I'm not elderly, but mature men would go again to be part of the monkhood. So I did that last year, and I really enjoyed it. And the way people looked at me was very inspiring. I really felt that I was part of your place, your culture. I felt more connected to Myanmar. I'm continuing with the things that I don't like. So I don't like the fact that apartments here are designed by engineers and not architects, meaning that apartments are, like, right next to each other. You have an apartment, you have the window, and then you have 1 foot, and then the next apartment with the window looking into each other's apartments. The hall type apartment is not designed correctly with the way of using natural light and with ventilation. That's why apartments are dark and damp, and it's like hall type, and you can't really organize it. And I think that needs to be changed. I'm a critical person, so I have lots of things that I like and lots of things that I think should improve. I'm not. I don't think that everything is bad, but I like giving critique. That's part of my nature. I really appreciate that whenever I walk on the street, like, people will look at me and they will say hello. Even sometimes children, they're shy, so they wait until I pass, and then after I pass, they're like, hi, and then they run away. I appreciate that because even if you're shy or you're uncertain, maybe some are afraid of, like, the foreigner. Whenever you say hello to me on the street, it's like you're reaching out a hand, you're extending your hello to me, and I really appreciate that because even if you don't know my language and I don't know your language exactly, like, you're showing me love and you're showing me acceptance, you're showing me that I'm welcome here, so thank you so much for that. Another thing that I don't like is whenever I go to a restaurant and I order, I know enough Burmese to order in a restaurant. Whenever I want to order water, they never understand me. So I told them, yay tabubia, and they don't understand. So I say, yay a, yay ke yay, yay a. I just try to say, and they don't understand me. And, like, finally, after, like, a minute, they're like, oh, yay. And I'm like, that's what I said. I said yay. Why does it take you a minute to understand? That's something that's hard for me. It's like, it's hard for them to understand. And I'm really trying, but it's hard for them. Okay, so I have lots of stories. I've been living here for 3 years. So I have lots of stories and lots of examples, but I'm going to tell you just one. This is, I think, the best. So the first day that I came to Myanmar, I came to visit a local friend, and he knows that I love fruit. Okay, so he takes me to this like stall, a fruit stall, and they have all these different fruits and all these different curries for the fruit. And this is my first day in Myanmar, and he tells me, okay, what kind of fruit do you want? What do you want with your fruit? And I'm telling him, listen, I don't know. This is my first time. I want whatever you're having. I want exactly the same thing. I want to experience what is Burmese food. I want you to treat me to exactly the same thing that you're having. I'm sure it's great. So the guy in the stall takes a plastic bag. He puts all these different kinds of fruit inside. He puts all these different kinds of powders on top. He holds the bag, does something like this, ties it up, and gives it to me, and gives another one to my friend. I go back to the hotel. We sit at the table, and I open up the bag, and suddenly this stench comes and fills my nostrils. It was very, very, very stinky, and I'm like looking at my friend, I'm like, oh, what is that? It smells like garbage. And he's telling me, no, it's delicious. Apparently, in this fruit salad, you also put asat, ngang piaye, and bazonchout, the things that I didn't know then, but now I know that I don't like. So it was like, as a foreigner coming for the first time, that was a shock. It's like a fruit salad with spicy, with ngang piaye and bazunchow, that doesn't go together, and it's stinky. For a foreigner, it's stinky. I'm sorry if you like it, but I don't. So that was a horrendous experience. I just took the bag as it is. I went to the trash and I threw it away. And my friend is looking at me. He's like, "No, what are you doing? This is good." He's like taking out of the trash. I'm like, "This is so good. How can you throw it away?" Yeah, that's only in Myanmar. Like you can experience something like that. I have another story. It's very different. So I was going with several friends to the other side of the river. We were crossing the river with the boat, and we were taking a tour there with a tour company. And I had a water bottle, and I was drinking, and I finished it. So I crunched it up, and I put it in my back pocket. Now, we were walking next to the river, and there was like a pile of rubbish just all along the way that we were walking. And we were talking between us, the tourists, we were walking, and we're saying, oh, that doesn't look good, it's too bad that people aren't aware of recycling and throwing their rubbish to the trash and not just to the nature because it's ugly. And then while I'm telling this to my friend and my plastic bottle is in my back pocket, a child comes up to me, takes out the plastic bottle from my back pocket and throws it away to the river. And I'm like, no, what are you doing? And I'm like running after the bottle, taking it back and putting it in my back pocket. And this child is looking at me and he doesn't understand. For him, the place of that plastic bottle is there on the side of the road. What is it doing in my pocket? But for me, it was like, how can you do that? How can you throw it on the side of the road? Don't you understand that you're making your area dirty? It was like this disconnect and detachment of how I see this plastic bottle and how he sees this plastic bottle. That was just amazed me. Yeah. Just took it out and threw it, and I'm like, he was trying to help me. Yeah. It's like, you're visiting in my village. You should here. I will show you. This is our trash. Here, I'll show you around our trash area. So I love Myanmar. I rate this a 10. I absolutely love living here. Myanmar is the best country to live in. Absolutely. Any person that doesn't realize that just doesn't realize that. But Myanmar is the best place. I come from Israel, and Israel is like considered a developed country, but you can't compare. There is, as I said before, the authenticity of the people and the the culture and the way it is to live here and how people treat you, you can't find that anywhere else. So it's a little dirty, and there's dogs, and there's bazoonchout, but it's home. Myanmar is home for me. So do I love living here? Yes, absolutely. And do I want to stay more? Yes. How much more? Well, I just opened right now my own business, so hopefully for many more years. I don't have a deadline. Kol tuv!